अभी कितने मतलब हमारी स्ट्रेंथ कितनी है किसी को पता लगा? पूरा कोई रोल नंबर कुछ आया है ऐसा?
नो सर।
आप लोगों के पास कोई ऐसा अटेंडेंस रोल नंबर कुछ ऐसी भी आएगी?
नो सर।
So yesterday we had a small discussions about what yoga is, and we come across some of the scriptures, we can say some of the different traditional slokas, and we also referred to some of the traditional ancient holy books also, and some other references also. This was just to know that where yoga has come from. So now we are moving forward, and this will be about what are the aims, objectives of yoga, and what are the needs and importance of yoga as far as syllabus. So the unit one. To start with, we again say that yoga is simply whatever we think about the organizations, or whatever we think about on organizing management. So if I think that my supreme power is my own thought, so that becomes my supreme power, that becomes my God. And when I got united with that, my own supreme power, so that's what yoga says about. I think my God is my positive thinking. So when I got united with my positive thinking, that's what yoga is. Yoga is about unitedness. Unitedness, the purpose is made to get realization. So it's all about self-realization. And when we talk about aims and objectives of yoga, this is in the first unit, it's 1.2 subheading. Aim is also again the same thing when we describe about yoga, what yoga is. So aim is also we cannot limit it with to something that its aim is only about the health. It's only about the conditioning of mind. It is only about improvement, or it is limited to some particular god. Aim of yoga, in wider sense, is self-realization. We can also replace it with many words, that is the control of the mind, or we can say that it is to get united with the supreme. Now it's our own individuality that what we think that what supreme is. If you take me personally, then I think that for me supreme is to search out my own self. So for me, yoga is when I'm I'm getting control about myself, I'm able to know about myself, more about myself, and that means I'm getting fulfilled. The aim of yoga is getting fulfilled in me. So it's not particular that you write in examinations or somewhere that you say these three are only the aims, or it's not limited one. It's on you. Tomorrow you write on the exam that aim of yoga is to motivate self. So we cannot deny that's not the aim. So these are the high-profile sentences that we can say. This is what particularly the books have referred. This is what the experts have said. So we also says that the aim of yoga is somewhat highlighted as self-realization, control of mind, united with supreme. Apart from that, again, aim is not limited to these things. What I want to say is aim of yoga is much wider, is much explored than what we are thinking. And it's all individuality. It's all individual, how the individual is taking what yoga is for. And now we can also limit it also. When we talk about aim of yoga, we can limit it also, because if someone have a kyphosis is a deformity that say he has a bad hump, uber जिसे हम कहते हैं ना, he having a bad hump. So that to remove that hump, one performs yogic asanas. So his main aim of yoga may be to just get a perfect posture of the body. So it's all varies from individual to individual. Whatever you think positively towards the development of mankind is the actual aim of yoga. So we are not limited to these words only, that it's self-realization, it's control of mind, or it's uniting of Atma with Paramatma. So in writing these terms, we just write these terms to say that this is aim. Actually, to get the feeling of what aim of yoga is much wider than that. So whatever you write positively for the development of mankind in consideration of society is actually the aim of yoga. When we move towards the objectives of yoga, so of course, all the benefits of yoga is to provide all benefit of yoga is actually the objective of yoga. He really wants to make individual progress. He really wants to make individual to get connect with Supreme. So that's the aim of yoga. Uh, on terms of objectives of yoga, so one by one we'll go through the statements, and you can. These are not the hard form statements as objectives of yoga. You can have your own objectives, and this is what after all willy nilly will come to these statements only. Yeah, these are the objectives of yoga. So to start with, we can say that to bring stability, health, and suppleness. Suppleness, health, stability is all to advance parts of yoga. Ultimately, this leads to a healthy body. So this is what the aim of yoga. We can say mental hygiene. Definitely, it works. Emotional stabilities, integrated moral values, the consciousness that we try to attain, the attention level of our body, of our mind, the participation, the activeness of our mind. So these all get involved into these things. Again, it's the concentration we are talking about in this, the fitness instability. That means the objective is to make human body in a controlled way. We try our best to bring human to be controlled, to calmness, to make the body more stable, mind more stable. Equilibrium is also is all about that only. So it's we are again talking of these things only. So it's the instability, stability, the management that we could do in our performances. So in general, if we say that what are the aims of objectives of yoga, so these are the terms, but these terms are not limited. These are very highlighted. These terms are the general terms that whatever specific language you find, you ultimately the terms you will get to the terms you will get is these only: is the stability, is the health, is the suppleness, is the mental hygiene, is the emotional ability of individual, is the moral ethics, ethical values, is the consciousness. It's all about the stabilities. It's all about equilibrium, the balance of mind, body, and that all what leads to the emotional balances, behavioral development, all your positive perceptions. So it again here it's stability, so you won't get disturbed. So main purpose of all main objective of these all these main purpose to write all these objectives is all that we can say we want a balanced human being. So so this is what the main objective, and in terms of writing, you can go on number of subheadings under this. So we talk about objective aim. Aim is the supreme, and that's to get connected with the supreme power of the human being. And what is the supreme power? It depends upon the individual. To get united with that supreme power, if we can say, is the aim, and that's a higher level of those objectives. And what assists them to get those higher aim of the yoga is these small steps. So these steps are something that lead individual to go for those steps. So we can say that stability, health by gaining mental ability, by emotional abilities, by ethical values, by putting more concentrate our mind into concentrating powers, by making ourselves more equalized. So these are all the behavioral changes, the social acceptability, mental abilities to know about ourselves more and more. So all these leads to one thing, and that's the aim. And aim is unitedness, or we can say that it's the self-realization, to realize ourselves more and more. So these are what the objectives of yoga. When we talk about what are the needs of yoga and important of yoga, so there remains no objection, there remains no doubt in anyone's mind that yoga is something that's highly required in the in present society, especially in this COVID-19, or even we can say the new and the normal post COVID-19. So need and importance, there are a number of points that we keep on writing, we keep on going with the things. In order to have this formality as a specified thing, so we are writing some of the aims, some of the need and object importance of yoga. So it's need and importance, society requires it highly, society requires these yoga, very specifically, and this is very important, and that's why the subject is introduced in school and colleges. So it's very important. Yoga presently, that's why it's very important in school and colleges. Need is we require yoga. We are also having as association of as a need and importance of yoga is get associated with physical education and sports, and this means that whatever the objectives or importance of physical education, sports or physical activities having, almost we getting more than that in yoga itself. So under the substitutes many important objectives of physical education and sports. Whatever if we talk about physical fitness, that's required in the society. If it's mental fitness, emotional fitness, all the body system, efficient working of all body systems, all the mental level working, we all requires that in society, and that's why the important gets yoga is really becoming more and more important for the society. On the practical terms, this is highly required. Practical means that it makes a person realize himself, and when person get balanced, he is more adopted to the society, and the society he is more on his own part. Uh, he is more capable to adopt the society also. So on both parts, it's a win-win situation. So yoga, that means it's really required. Literary experimental researches are going on in yoga to make the humankind more and more valuable, to put more value in humans' health. So yoga, we require yoga for on the terms of health. Also, we require yoga on the terms of whichever aspect we say that. So this is all what required in the nation. What they want, to be a nation in a peace mode. They want to be healthy. So that's why it is very important. And about yoga education, we say, so we have we have very traditional models on education. So yoga education is mainly that enhances the self-awareness, self-management, self-efficacy, helping the students on many ways. So yoga shows its importance through many ways, and one of the aspect is curriculum. So yoga education is something that's providing benefit to develop character, develop ethical values in societies. So, in the words, if we want to put it, we can say that yoga helps students to develop concentrative tool, empowering them about the health, also about other factors, also. So, it's all that's very important in yoga. And yoga leads us to improve our basic skills. So it's no doubt in it that definitely yoga is assisting us in improving the basic skills of life. It's through meditation also, through pranayam also, through postural values also. So yoga assists us in improving skills. So the basic skills. So this is what the motor movement also say. Motor movement is the physical movement of human being. So that's the motor movement. So yoga improves physical efficiency of human beings. So that's why yoga is really important in school, colleges, and everywhere. Physical activity again says the same thing. The motive of writing, the activities that has been performed, the stimulative, the strength, endurance, flexibility. All this talks about the fitness level of individual, and all components of fitness are its strength, its endurance, its flexibility. So yoga is one of the source for that. that improves our strength, endurance, flexibility, all these aspects. And that means yoga is very helpful for motor development of individual. It makes us control, it makes us promote our wellness. So wellness is also a term that we have to mention in wellness, in the importance, in the need of yoga. Wellness is really a word that has been associated nowadays, presently, very much associated with the yoga. So yoga leads us for wellness of humanity. And these all includes many aspects: social, cognitive, emotional, academic, life skills. So we all get involved into this. So in wellness we also have physical abilities, we also have social aspects, we also have mental aspects. So and all these, we can say that all these we have in sourced by yoga. Competitive and non-competitive sense by the yoga is that now yoga is also considered as a sport. So in that sense also, yoga is also considered in as a literary activities. Yoga is also considered as a cultural performing activity. So nowadays you're seeing number of webinars are going on, colleges also organizing number of online competitions under the culture, literary or sports activity program. So yoga is everywhere. So yoga is now also coming up in terms of competitive. So for the development of students, for the development of particularly at school and college level, so it is coming up in a wider sense. So yoga is not limited only to morning or evening activity or just doing pranayam. So that sense also, this we can say that yoga is now involved in curriculum also. Yoga is why yoga is important. Yoga helps to promote the use of indigenous relaxative methods, promotes the therapy systems. So same the Maha has mentioned that yesterday we gone through that. So it is also taken in terms of medicine. So therapeutic, relaxative. So this assists in the recovery of human being, and yoga is also important for that. No doubt, it's very knowledgeable. It extends the scopes and it assists you to increase your mental abilities. So no doubt, it's knowledgeable and it's very effective. So it's on the terms of yoga, we can also say it's very stronger health aim for the education. What are the aims? What is the aim of education? It's all we can say that it's the personality development, or we can say that at improve the learning ability of the students. Yoga. This is what the yoga is actually working for. Yoga is really a source that improves personality of individual. It improves the learning ability of students. So on that term, yoga is really required in every school, college, society, everywhere. So learning is not limited to students enrolled in the schools or colleges. So we can say that yoga is much wider than the terms to get enrolled in schools or colleges only. So yoga is good for society. Yoga is good for everyone. One need not to be enrolled to a particular institution to be yoga learner. So these are how we can say that it's very important for individual, society, for mankind. So if we talk about the need and importance of yoga, so it's these are all the statements that we can say that. And one more aspect, that yoga having both practical and theoretical means also. We can go through yoga practically and theoretically. So in all the sense, in physical aspect, mental aspect, social aspect. So yoga is something that's really required in the society. That's why. So this is all about need and importance of yoga. Yesterday we had the basic concept of what yoga is, what are the sources of yoga, or the words, root word huge, and now today we come across the importance of yoga, need of yoga.